Hello, my name is Lily. I moved 2 months ago from Belgium to Norway with my boyfriend and my cats. In this video, I'm going to share the reasons why I've moved, a bit of the moving process, and why I quit my 9 to 5 job. I've been wanting to move since I was a kid, and when I was a kid, I want to move to the US, but that's clearly not a wish now, for obvious reasons, I think. But even before that, when I visited Canada, I ended up wanting to move there. And we considered with my boyfriend, but it's very far, and social security wise, let's say, we're used to a certain level of social security, which we won't have in Canada. Norway was an option. Basically, Scandinavian countries became the option because we would be close to the family and social security was pretty okay. I just ended up preferring Norway because there's more mountains and I prefer mountains. But apart from that, it's basically a dream from childhood to move from Belgium. Not that I hate Belgium, but how should I say? When I was a kid, I hated Belgium. Yeah, for no good reason, but I just did not like it. Now I appreciate it more, but I don't have a lot of friends in Belgium. They're all over the place, so I don't, apart from family, I don't have a big, how do we say? A big attachment to Belgium. And my boyfriend was okay to move, so so I feel like there was a point where I had no reason to not follow that dream anymore. Yes. Well, first of all, it took so much time. I think we had a lot of struggle because we had to plan when we were going to move, but we didn't have an apartment and no guarantee that we would have an apartment when we arrived. But we had to book the flight early because we had to plan for the cats to get a vaccine, and you need to get the rage. No, that's not the word in English. Basically the vaccine for the cats has to be done 1 month before leaving. Otherwise, you can't take the plane with them. So we had to plan for that. So there was a lot of things that you had to plan really in advance without being sure that we could actually go on those dates. So we did end up booking a flight that we could change without having to pay a fee. Honestly, it was such a struggle first to find movers that weren't painfully expensive. And none of us like to send mails and make calls, so it was really a pain for the both of us. And then we also needed an apartment, obviously, to move in, but nobody would answer us. So basically here in Norway they use a website pretty much that has everything, including when you're searching to rent an apartment, but nobody would answer. I think we contacted 70 apartment, 70 people, and we had maybe 1 or 2 answers. So we ended up coming here for 1 week in April to search for an apartment. Now that I'm saying it now, it's really optimistic to find an apartment in 1 week, but we didn't manage. We visited so many apartments. No, actually, we made so many calls because we didn't visit that many, but for a week it was a lot, almost one every day. But yeah, we made a lot of calls. Every time there was a phone number, we called because they wouldn't answer our messages. And then we visited them. It was such a stressful week that I ended up getting really attached to the Airbnb. Because when you're so stressed, like visiting, walking, going around everywhere, not knowing if you will find something, and then you just arrive at the Airbnb just to relax, I ended up getting really attached to the place, even though we only stayed 1 week. We did end up finding an apartment, thankfully. Yeah, so that was very hard, but I think we got really lucky to find someone because only 2 people accepted us, and they were the 2 owners who were also foreigners. I think they had an easier time accepting people who didn't have a Norwegian account and things like that, and who couldn't speak the language. What else was hard before moving. Yeah, when we arrived at the airport, no, not just when we were at the airport. First, we had to take the cats, and it's the first time we travel with them. And one of them, so Sweetie, she's really soft, so she's really easy. You pick her up, you put her in the bag. Her sister, Shadow, she's so... Like, it took us 1 year to be able to pet her, and even then she tolerates us when we pet her. So putting her in the bag, like, I think she felt that something big was gonna happen, and she was so much harder than when we had to go to the veterinary... The vet. We ended up managing putting her in the bag, but I think it took, 15 minutes? And she was panicking so much. Clearly, when we arrived here, she was so stressed. She was so, like, it was so heartbreaking seeing her. Like, you could see she had a lot of eye poop on her eyes. Like, she would just crawl in a corner. Like, no, it was so heartbreaking. But thankfully, since we had to take a more expensive flight ticket, then we had access to the lounge, and in the lounge it was like a quieter area. So if you can afford it and you have to take the plane with pets, I really recommend it, because I think it helped both us and the cats, because we were stressed from having to handle all of that, and they were probably stressed from all the noise around. And when we were in Belgium, they told us, could you take the cat out of the bag to pass the security? And we were like, no, we cannot. And they let us pass without taking the bag out, the cat out. But then when we had to take a corresponding flight in Oslo, then we told him, no, we cannot take the cat out. And was like, yes, you can. Basically, he said, well, you can go through if you don't take the cat out. So we were forced to. We had to go to a small, like, basically a space that's hidden so that the cats don't get stressed out, and we had to take the cats out and they would check the bags. Yeah, that really stressed me out, because it's not a separate room, it's just a curtain. So if the cats got stressed and would run, we wouldn't be able to just get them back easily. That was really stressful for me. But that didn't happen, thankfully. Yeah. I think that was one of the most stressful part during the flight. Yeah, and also when you arrive, you have nothing. In this case, we really had nothing, because we packed luggages, but they got lost. So we only got them, I think, 2-3 days later, and they didn't even arrive all at the same time. So we really only had our jackets and our backpacks, and that was it. Like, our stuff arrived like 2 days, 3 days after. We had to go buy stuff, but after such a long flight and having to catch the cats and everything, we were so tired, but we had to go buy a litter and things like that. So it was such a tiring day. I think we arrived at like 4 p.m. and then we still had to go do grocery shopping, and we didn't have a bed. So the first night was on the on the floor, and the cats were just so stressed. We'd put them in a separate room so they wouldn't have such a big space that they didn't know, and they would have corners to hide in and their own space. But no, that was such a tiring day. When we were in Belgium, I think we really underestimated how many boxes we had to pack, and we really rushed in the end. Thankfully, our moms ended up taking care of the rest once we left. Like, the things we didn't want to keep, we didn't really put them in order because we didn't have time. When we arrived, since we had nothing, we had to order so many furniture, especially the bed. We were so desperate to have good sleep, because the bed, I ordered it I think 1 or 2 weeks in advance from IKEA to be delivered here on time. So we got it the next day, and it took us the whole afternoon to build that bed, but we were so happy to be able to finally sleep somewhere comfortable. And the next 2 weeks, I think, most of our time was going to shops to furnish the house and building the furniture. That was very tiring, but to me at least that was very rewarding too. Like, I was kind of in soldier mode, you know. I was like, I need to get this place furnished. So I was just on automatic, getting up, building the stuff, making a list of the stuff we had to buy. Yeah, the 2 first week we were full busy, probably even 3 first weeks. Plus, administratively, we had to register and everything. So, yeah, that took some time to figure out. But here you have everything in English. You can find everything in English online for getting your ID sorted out and things like that. So, that's really good. And every time we went to an appointment, they were so helpful. It was so weird because I was expecting the worst. Because even in Belgium, I don't know, I have so many bad experiences in Belgium that I was expecting that here, and even worse because we're foreigners. But they were so helpful, it was great. I think because before we lived in the city and it was really busy, and none of us like to live in a very busy environment. Moving here, we're not exactly in the countryside, but we're in a small city, which is very quiet. There's so few people compared to Brussels. So that's the first thing that's changed. I think we ended up choosing a good environment for us that matches us. We like the quiet, we like that there aren't many people, but we're still close to everything we need, like shops. The bigger city is not that far. It takes us like 45 minutes to go by transport. And it's been a great change to change our habits. We've been going out every day, which in Brussels I would do my best to not go out. But we've been going on a walk every day. I mean, me almost every day. My boyfriend every day. He's more consistent than me on that. Food-wise, because everything is so expensive, I think it really limited our choice, so we've been eating better. I think the main thing for me is that because I've already one thing that I've been wanting to do since forever, it kind of pushed me a bit more to try to do the other things I've been wanting to do since forever. And also changing completely environment, you're not surrounded by the same people. It's like you can rewrite yourself, basically. And I've been really enjoying that. I don't know, I feel like I made the right choice to move. I mean, like, I'm relieved that I don't regret such a big decision. And I feel like it's gonna allow me to grow even more as a person and maybe take more risk like that. And that makes everything much more exciting. Even the first times when I had to complete administrative stuff, like, I was excited about it because I was doing something towards what I wanted, even though I hate doing administrative work. Yeah, I definitely feel more chill about living here. Just having such a calm environment, and I ended up really liking the apartment we got. Very cozy. Just that, I think, reduced stress for me by half, so I feel a lot more chill here. The first month was basically moving in, so emptying boxes, doing administrative work. I also took a intensive course, Norwegian course, for 2 weeks online, and now, I mean, not now, yes, now. Since August, I'm also doing a course, a Norwegian course, and I've been trying to register my business because I want to start being self-employed, so I'm still in the process of that, but so far it's been very fun and stressful. But yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to the next month regarding that. Yeah, but we haven't had the time to visit at all. So hopefully maybe in the next 2-3 weeks we'll be able to visit some places and go hiking. We had to wait for the rain to start to decide to do that, but it'll come. So I've been wanting to work on a creative project for a while now. So I'm hoping to record and share some of the process of doing it. Hopefully everything goes right, but if everything goes wrong, it'll still be a lesson to me and anyone who's watching. So I think in any case, it's a project I'm hoping to really grow from a lot. And yeah, that's something I kind of want to share with other people if they're also working on their own stuff. Yeah, so I hope you can look forward to that. So before I was working in IT, I had 2 corporate jobs. But my first one was in a consultant agency, and the client I was working for ended up hiring me. So basically, I worked with the same people all the time. I loved my team, but honestly, a 9 to 5 is just not for me. And I also blame management. I felt so much incompetence from management that I felt like I was just spending so much time doing nothing, you know? Like they would tell me to do things and then tell me to undo things. And I just didn't get any satisfaction as much as I like coding. Like, I don't know, they were ruining it for me. Like, I didn't feel like I was really creating something. Even though me and my colleagues were making a lot of effort to really produce quality, when you have someone who tells you, no, but don't do quality because it's gonna be expensive, then you're just like, okay, so I have to be mediocre. And I don't know, I didn't want that for myself. So my first decision was to be self-employed, which is something I've been wanting to do forever. So I don't know why I didn't start like this, but I guess it was just stressing me out. And there's this image that being an employee is just easier when, yeah, you're protected financially, let's say, but not mentally. If you're ready yourself to be self-employed, I mean, you just have to wait what's most important for you. For me, I want to feel like on my day-to-day, I'm doing something I like. And if that means doing something complicated, such as working for myself and there's more risk and everything, I prefer doing that than just feeling mediocre every day. Because I'm doing something I don't want to do, or I'm doing something useless. I mean, that I would find useless, or that I just don't have interest in. So yeah, my first decision was to be self-employed, and then I figured, because I'm 27 and one day I want to have kids, I figure it's not when I'm gonna have kids that I'm gonna take the biggest risk. So I decided to take the biggest risk now and work on a creative project that could completely fail, and I think I would be fine with it because at least I tried. But if I just kept on going and working just because it's secure, I think I would be really, how do I say? I don't know, really disappointed in myself, you know? So that's why I quit my job. As much as I liked my team, it wasn't worth it for me. Thank you for watching. I'll end it here and I'll try to share some of the process of starting my business in later videos.